friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of December the 6th through the 12th. Okay, let's get started. We're going to select a sacred geometry frequency card and read it at the end of your reading for Aquarius. We'll just leave it right there. Okay, and now let us start with the Lightworker Oracle to see what are the guiding messages and major themes as Aquarius makes their way through their week. And keeping in mind that we just had that solar eclipse on December the 4th, and it seems to be creating a lot of closure energy and sort of releasing old patterns, because it seems like we're really entering into a brand new cycle. All the readings that I have done today seem to be really transformative energy, really just closing things out, you know, lots of closure coming in so that new beginnings, and these new beginnings seem really, really profound and connected to sort of the reason you're here. Okay, let's see what messages are going to come through here for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of December 6th through the 12th. Okay. Oh, the cards feel really, really funny in my hands. I feel like this is going to be an interesting week here for Aquarius. We've got hold your center, which is a message that is really coming through you needing to ground this week and really needing to connect to the present. Really needing to connect to the present and to hold your center. I feel like you're going to be receiving some communication through an idea forming, some realization coming through your mental awareness, something like a thought, or all of a sudden you'll feel an inspiration to do a bit of writing maybe, or there will be, some sort of initiation in that way. On the bottom of the deck, we see the spiritual service card. So we're going to keep that out. Now, the first card you received was the first ray of power, which is actually the first card in this deck. And when this card really carries the message behind it of having like a conscious deconstruction of the past and sort of allowing a fresh start. It's the first card in this deck, and it's really one that carries this idea of you leading and creating a new pathway for yourself that is really going to help you accomplish any task going forward. Aquarius, you know, it seems like if you were confused about what path to take in a relationship, or like a course of action or a lifestyle choice, this card brings in clarity. Okay, this card brings in this clearing of obstacles, okay? And it really does create a healthy way of eliminating the past and allowing a fresh start in the now to begin, which is why I was saying it's really important to sort of be grounded in the present, because that's when you're going to get this clarity. And so you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it, right? You need to sort of be tapped in, like I was saying, sort of to your mental faculties. Like if all of a sudden you get an inspiration or a thought pops into your head that, hey, maybe we should try something like this, or what about this, or why don't we do this, or you sort of just keep feeling guided back to something. This is really a time where I feel like it might be important to pay attention to these sudden sort of changes around you, or sudden changes in your motivation, right? Like, because these things could really affect your life. Like if you think about it, how else would this happen, right? Like how else would you experience this other than in all, like the sudden spark of an imagination, or the sudden spark of an inspiration, or the sudden opportunity, or the sudden meeting or something, like this is a sudden inner knowing. Okay, it's a sudden inner knowing that is beyond your control or any sort of action. Okay, it's very interesting. This is really just a time where you need to be paying attention to what's coming into your mind, because you're really being guided to stay present with this hold your center, because as you can see in this card, it's almost like the illumination is coming from above. So you can think of that as a metaphor here, Aquarius. I feel like you're going to receive sort of this sudden sort of inspiration on how you're going to lead something, on how you're going to be of spiritual service. There's something you're going to sort of realize this week, something inspiring, something that's going to make you feel curious about something, perhaps in a different way. Or, it's interesting, if something or someone is no longer part of your life, it's almost like it's being cleared. That's the other thing to sort of be aware of, is not just an incoming message, but also the outcoming traffic. Like, again, this is a time where, you might want to sort of ready yourself by, again, holding your center and staying grounded, because I feel like you're going to experience a lot of transitions and shifts, and it's all going to make sense. But you almost just have to just hold fast and sort of prepare for all of this. It's a really interesting energy to be considering here, because it's got me wondering how, because this is a general reading, how will it occur for you? Will it be an idea that you receive? Will it be something that just gets lined up, like the synchronicity of something just can't be denied? It's interesting, but I feel like you're really going to, this whole series of events is really going to open you up to being a leader in some kind of spiritual service, where your unique expression of yourself will serve others. Sorry, that card just sort of flew out as I was shuffling. It slid out whenever it does. Whenever the cards do that, I like to take them. Let's see what it is. It's the Ace of Swords. Yes, it is a new perspective. It is a thought. It's imagination. It's something that's going to occur to you here, right? In your mind. That's where you're going to receive the message. So that's where you need to pay attention, Aquarius. And it's no doubt, it's not a big surprise that an Aquarius would receive the message through the mental clarity, right? Because that's you. That's you, Aquarius. So, I think this is really interesting. I love the way this is all lining up here, because I feel like that's how you're going to receive this message. Almost just like exactly what that, and that card just sort of slid out of the deck so beautifully. Let's keep it out. Okay, so for Aquarius, what else is happening in the present moment right now? Oh, interesting. Okay, so we see the Devil and the Page of Cups. Immediately this makes me think, are you forming healthy new relationships, or are they motivated by the ego? Or are they motivated by the part of yourself that isn't healed? Are they motivated by the shadow? It's almost like the Devil is reaching its hand out just to see if it can get your attention again. This could also represent a Capricorn. We have been seeing an Aquarius Capricorn situation over the past number of weeks developing in all the readings. And so it's interesting to see the Page of Cups with the Devil in an Aquarius reading that has to do here with a lot of messages sort of changing your mind about like having a new perspective about something. I wouldn't be surprised if the Capricorn Aquarius scenario features in this awakening as well, because, it certainly seems to be present in all of the readings that we see for Aquarius and Capricorn, or an air sign in Capricorn, so it's interesting. But this could also mean a sort of a phase where you have a new emotional depth that moves you away. This to me could also represent you doing some shadow work where you heal something and then you gain a new emotional depth. You start a new emotional pathway with the Page of Cups here, where you start to feel transformed. You start to feel renewed. You start to feel like this is an incoming new level of emotional feeling. I feel transformed. I feel renewed. And it could be coming out of sort of loving that shadow part of yourself, loving those fractured pieces into a new emotional sense of unconditional love. I do feel like it's going to start with this Page of Swords. You're going to change your mind about something. You're going to sort of see things in a different way. And it's going to change more than just your mind. I think it's going to initiate something in the heart. We see here the Fool. Yeah, it's a new self-discovery. I feel like you could be going through a completely new cycle of understanding yourself here, Aquarius, and you're being guided to let things fall into place. Hold your center and just let this happen, right? Hold your center and notice that beautiful figure here. She's just falling into the next whatever. She trusts that the universe has her, right? She's just falling. She's not forcing it. She's not, being impatient with it. She's not forcing it. She's just letting it unfold. And she's falling into it, right? Trusting. Now, what is at the root of this? If self-discovery is what we're working on here, what we're walking towards, what is at the root of this? What is motivating all of this? Ooh, one on the floor. Come here, you. Okay. God, the cards are being so funny today. Okay, so we have the Judgment and the Wheel. Okay, interesting. So that says to me, whenever I see the Judgment and the Fool card, that says to me you're closing out a chapter and you're waiting to see how you did. You're waiting to see the results of the karma here. What did you reap? What did you sow? What are the results? How did it all go? What can you learn from this? This is the final judgment. This is the final outcome on a situation, on a situation that, is over. So I feel like you see how this is, it's just brings, this image brings to mind this idea of release, where you're letting go of something. It's finished. The cycle is finished. All that's left is for you to understand how it went. What can you learn from this moving forward, but not hanging on to it anymore? And you can see here the Wheel of Fortune that came with it, which suggests that, things are moving in your favor, Aquarius. Things are starting to move into your favor here. And it's because you're releasing something and starting something new. And perhaps you're releasing your connection, your cord to whatever this represents, whatever this devil represents in your story, right? Because this is a general reading. Perhaps that devil represents an addiction. Perhaps that devil represents limiting beliefs that keep holding you back by telling you you're not good enough or that you should be afraid. Perhaps that devil represents a Capricorn that embodies those qualities in your life. Perhaps it is you facing down those shadows and loving them into the light so that you can start a brand new pathway of understanding yourself emotionally and with love being at the center of it. And something's going to spark that. This is a new pathway for you, the Fool here. You're starting your new pathway. It is fortuitous. It is a positive step for you. You're taking a positive step here as you release whatever this cycle is that no longer serves. I feel like you're transmuting whatever this is into something more empowering for the present. And it's going to release this ray of power into your life that's going to illuminate this spiritual service. What is Aquarius going to be doing? What is this spiritual service? We see the Strength card flip over. Ooh. And then on the floor again, we have the Ten of Swords. So again, you're walking away from something that was, again, very difficult it challenged you mentally. And it was such a problem. It was such a difficult situation. It was a difficult set of beliefs a pattern of behavior. Again, with that devil card, I just keep thinking, you know, destructive pattern of behavior, the devil card. It's all sort of, you know, the same theme here, Aquarius. You're putting something to bed. You're putting it to bed, and it's going to help you overcome challenges moving forward. You know, the combination of these two cards tells me that you're moving forward with a lot of courage and a lot of confidence in yourself to be able to sort of meet any challenge head on, you know, and to that you have a tremendous amount of not only confidence, but the star card flew out as well, that you have faith in yourself and you believe that you can rise. The phoenix can rise from the ashes here of whatever it is that you're releasing. Whatever it is that you're letting go of, a new day is taking hold here. And I feel like, you know, it's going to help you realize how you can guide others, perhaps. And it's going to teach you to have a different outlook on the idea of external validation. It's interesting, that message kind of came up for a couple of other signs. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. It's the Two of Pentacles, again, Capricorn. It's so interesting. It's almost like, oh man, it's almost like you care what people think about this situation. You still really care about what the public perception is about this, and how you're going to express it. And maybe it has to do with that Capricorn in the sense of, you've got to make a choice here. Are you going to keep looking over your shoulder, thinking about the past? This card always makes me, especially this version of this card, this 7, it really reminds me of, you're thinking about something that's not in the present. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're being guided to stay in the present. So I wonder if this is saying there is a Capricorn from the past that you need to release that Capricorn from the past. That Capricorn is the devil to you. You know, both cards represent the devil. The Capricorn, the devil is represented by, or Capricorn is represented by both of these cards. So it's interesting. I feel like that cycle's got to end, Aquarius. You've got to make peace with that. Maybe it's that you can't let it go for some reason because you need closure, but I don't know. You know what? You're going to have to decide. I think it's going to occur to you. You're going to know what to do. Ace of Swords. You're going to realize how to solve this mental conflict that you're having about this Capricorn, or about whatever vice it is that still has a hold on you, right? It has a hold on you, but you're setting yourself free from it. And you're setting yourself free from it by going after your desires. You're in transition mode. You are in transition mode. And I feel like you're going to be receiving inspiration about what to do moving forward. You're going to know. One more card. I'm just so curious. Yeah, Six of Swords. You're going to know how to heal from this. You're going to know how to get distance from this. You're going to know how to sort of get insight into regaining your footing here. You're going to go through a big transition here. It's going to give you so much insight, though. I feel like you're going to get so much insight, and you're going to regain any sort of self-respect that was lost. That's the thing. Like, I feel like you're looking over your shoulder because you still care what people think about it. And I feel like you're hanging on to some limits. You're hanging on to almost some limiting beliefs about that. But I really feel like you're going to start fresh. I feel like you're going to start fresh here, but you need to stay grounded for this because it's going to be a big one. Now, the card, oh my goodness, the card we got from the beginning of the reading is the transition energy. So there you go. Let me read you the message. It says, the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. How interesting. I don't know how many times I said the word transition in this reading, but you really are transitioning. But we see the Wheel of Fortune. We see the Fool and the Judgment card sort of on either end of that Wheel of Fortune. So I really feel like you are starting a new journey. You have the confidence. You are ending something that was, I'm guessing, very, very sort of isolating and painful in a way that it challenged how you thought of yourself. It hit you in the beliefs, in the perceptions. That's where it got you. You know what I mean? But you've healed. Star card. You have healed from this, but you still think about it, don't you? You still think about it. You turn your neck ever so slightly to look at the past and see if it's still around you at all. I feel like you just need to cut this cord, but you are going to realize what you need to do, Aquarius. I really feel that. I feel like this Ace of Swords is, and this, you know, when you think about it, you have these two images that shockingly look quite similar. This is how it's going to come through. I'm going to leave it at that, Aquarius. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing. And we will see you again very soon for another reading. I'm just blown away, so I'm leaving these images up here. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Have a wonderful week.